You are listening to Interregnum, Episode 1, Part 1, a weekly audio drama based in the realm of the Elder Scrolls Online, written by The Human Floyd, edited and produced by Night's Night. Headphones are recommended for the full experience.
The Interregnum, a time of such chaos and ignorance that almost no records of it remain. What precious little knowledge we have of this time is closely guarded. The journals before you were discovered in a Dwemer ruin in the land of Hyra, left within a chest guarded by a complex lock. Though their legitimacy cannot be confirmed, they could be one of our only connections to this tumultuous time period in Tamriel's history. The mystery of how these documents came to be hidden away together in the ruins beneath Glenumbra may never be solved. But perhaps they will offer us a glimpse into the perilous lives of those unfortunate souls who lived during the Dark Age, during the Interregnum.
Ninth of Frostfall, Second Era, 582. My name is Flonius Oaken-Hull, and today is my birthday. I was born on the 9th of Frostfall, Second Era 555, under the sign of the Shadow. My father is a Colovian, a descendant of the Nords of Skyrim. He moved to the Imperial City when he was just a boy. There he met my mother, a young girl raised by Reachmen, whose savage people have conquered Cyrodiil early in the 6th century. My father essentially bought her from her cruel, backwards parents and married her. Years ago, when Varen Aquilarius retook Cyrodiil and ended the Longhouse dynasty, we thought we would have peace. But here I am, sitting on the frozen ground as I scribble in this journal, a conscript of the Imperial Army. Foreign invaders from every country on Tamriel close in on us. Dissidents from within our own homeland raise their arms against their brothers and sisters. And I don't even know if I'm fighting on the right side. At least we're not hungry. Our troop marched into a small village in the Applewatch Wood earlier today. We took as much food and water as we could, leaving them almost completely empty-handed. They didn't resist, which is why they're still alive. I write this journal in hopes that one day someone will find it and know the horrors of this time. Maybe this person of the future can forgive the Empire of its sins, because I don't think anyone in this era will. I don't know if I can even forgive myself for marching alongside Daedra and necromancers. But what am I to do? Run? Join the rebellion? I'd be dead like the rest of them. When I was a teenager, I wanted nothing more than to join the Noble Fighters Guild. The thought of rescuing helpless maidens and slaying goblins drew me to spend many hours at the local chapter, watching and learning. Occasionally, the fighters would even let me join in their sparring. But when the Soul Burst happened, and Manimarco came to take control of the Empire, so many guilds fled from Cyrodiil, including the fighters. If I wasn't bound to my duty to the Legion, perhaps I could go to one of the lands of the Three Banners and join the Fighters Guild there. We've all heard the rumors that the Mages and Fighters Guilds have marched into Cold Harbor to take the fight to Molag Bal himself. But is such a thing even possible? How does one transcend this realm into the darkness of Oblivion? Is there even air to breathe there? I've heard the whispers throughout the camp. Some are even hopeful. If the guilds can defeat Molag Bal, then we will certainly be free from Oblivion's dominion over our beloved empire. Will we not? Tenth of Frostfall, Second Era, 582. We've been camped for a day and a half. The Gerald Mountains loom above us. Snow covers the ground, and icy winds bite at our faces and threaten to steal away our fingers and toes. But the guest who has entered our camp chills my bones far more than any cold breath from Kinnereth. Our commander must have known we were coming, but he didn't bother to warn us. They arrived early in the morning, completely silent, despite the hard, crunchy snow all around. I was returning from a patrol when I saw them just outside of camp. I drew my blade, opening my mouth to yell out a warning. Then I saw their red banner, a black skull with two skeletal hands. The Cult of the Worm, our dreaded allies. There were a dozen of them, covered in thick black robes that must have kept the cold out better than our steel armor. They were led by two figures, one robed and hooded like the rest, the other a reachman, nearly naked but for his primitive leathers. Funny how our Emperor fought so hard to remove the reachmen from Cyrodiil, only to have them return after his death just a few years later. The bare-chested savage had long brown dreadlocks and skin as pale as the white snow. He strode confidently forward to the red command tent where our commander greeted him. I walked through the trees to get a better look. Others shrank away from the cultists.
Ah, my lord Selah, this must be your apprentice.
The reachman growled. Literally growled like a dog.
Zenok is my apprentice's name, Commander Pedius.
This Lord Salar was obviously an Imperial, and probably Nibonese.
Zenok will lead your loyal men to rendezvous with the Legion at Bruma. From there you will fall under the command of Legionnaire Bellamont. We will be striking at Fort Dragonclaw to take it back from the Daggerfall Covenant. You and your men will do as Zenok bids until then.
Yes, my lord, as you wish.
No, as Molag Bal wishes.
With that, Salar turned and left, followed closely by his cadre of robed cultists. I could see the discomfort on Commander Pedius's face from my spot in the trees as Zenok stared at him hungrily. Oh, the company we Imperials now keep.
And thank you for listening to Interregnum, Episode 1, Part 1. The voice actors in this episode are as follows: Siren as the narrator, and Crow as Xenok, Ramus as Felonius, Varland as Salar, and Knight's Knight as Commander Pedius. What will happen to Felonius? And who is this Xenok? Are these worm cultists something to fear? Find out next week. Interregnum Part 2. Don't forget to catch all the latest episodes at www.interregnum.squarespace.com.